Welcome to the Riff Nation Network, the RNN, putting a slide in your glide and a dip in your hip. Welcome to the mothership, the home of the travelers of the universe. With shows throughout the week, you can find us at Instagram, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, and more. Everything you could want, everything you can need right here, right now. From the paranormal to the supernatural, from comedy to the spiritual. And now, your featured show. Shall we begin?
It's showtime, folks!
Podcast may contain material that some listeners may find sensitive, offensive, or disturbing. We strive to create respectful and informative content, but topics discussed may include mature themes such as violence, explicit language, or controversial subjects, triggering content including discussions related to mental health, trauma, or other sensitive issues, explicit language. Occasionally, our guests or hosts may use strong language. While we aim to handle these topics with care and empathy, we encourage listeners to exercise discretion. If you find any content distressing, consider skipping or seeking support. Remember that this podcast is not a substitute for professional advice. If you need assistance, please consult a qualified expert.
Hi!
Hey!
Hi! Hi!
We're missing Renee tonight.
Yes, we are. She has some interference in the internet area, and she's working on getting that fixed. So if she pops on, don't be surprised, but she may or may not, and that's okay. So welcome, everybody, to another wonderful edition of the Otter's Den with your host tonight, me and Jan. I pointed in the right direction.
I still get confused. And then messing
Yeah.
before the shows to flip it back and forth. Oh, yeah, it's just...
And other platforms that I go on, it's the you point in the right direction. This one is backwards. So
yeah, it's going...
Yeah. You were there. Because I'm pointing away from you right now.
You want to pull my finger?
Oh, no. All right, everybody. Let's see who is here this evening. Hey, Chris, how you doing? See, son. See you, vet girl. How is everybody tonight? Hey, Renee.
Chat thingy.
Thank you.
Hey, everyone.
Your phone. Appreciated. Hey, Heidi. Thanks for sharing
Thank you
out.
for sharing us.
It is appreciated. I want to thank everybody for being patient with me and us for not going on last Monday. I went under that, that thing that where they cut you open with, and it was a little rough. So I chose to just sit back and heal. I am still a little rough. So if you see me wincing here or there, I'm wincing. It's okay. I should be able to go back to work on the 16th. That'll be good. I'm getting to the point where I can motivate a little bit better. Yay, team. And not walk around like I'm an 80-year-old man taking half hour to get up the stairs. I bet that was funny if you were watching.
Hey, listen, I'm proud of you because you actually took it easy. You're following doctor's orders. You're not being a shithead like, most people after.
But it's driving me batshit crazy.
There's things you can do sitting down, though.
And I have been. I've been doing some computer work and sorting wheat pennies out of my penny collection, and just little stuff like that. Sorted through some books, small books, light books.
Renee, I'm sending out the mojos for you to join us.
Renee, can you come on your phone? Will that work? Should be able to click the link and do it on the phone too. I think other people have done it on the phone. I don't know, but
so full moon, super full moon, crazy dreams. I'll just jump into our topic tonight. Let me tell you, my dreams have been wild since the full moon and after the full moon. I mean, we spent a day on the phone deciphering 2 of my dreams.
Yeah, we did, didn't we?
Yeah, it was an intense, like very hyper realistic dreams.
Color.
Oh, yes.
I saw faces, actual faces. Some people I knew, some people I didn't, but I saw actual faces. A lot of times when I dream, I don't see a face. It's just like black. But faces, colors, sounds, touch, everything. And a couple of times I even realized, dude, you're dreaming. And I could manipulate it a little bit. What do they call that? Lucid dreaming?
Oh, yeah. That's see, with me, I see faces no matter what. If I've met them, if I haven't met them, most people say I can't see faces. I can't, if I've never met the person, I see faces all the time, whether I know them or not.
Okay.
And I've always been like that. And sometimes I meet these people, sometimes I don't. And like we discussed last night, I feel like sometimes I'm dreaming and I'm looking through somebody else's eyes.
Yeah, I've done that before.
And that's the craziest part.
Like a first shooter video game, where you're walking around with the rifle out in front of you, and you can see everything and everybody, but you can't see your face, and you don't know if it's you.
Right. Oh, sometimes, like, I wonder if I'm there helping somebody get through what they're going through. Right?
Yeah, it's a thing. Go to sleep, astral travel.
Yep.
I'm all over the place. I can sleep for 10 hours, wake up exhausted. Because I'm sleeping, but I'm not sleeping. I'm out working. I'm at your house watching over you. I'm at Renee's house. I'm at Michelle's house. I'm helping this client. I'm working on that client. I'm all over the place. I'm doing jobs.
Yep.
Collecting.
I think it's interesting, like, me and Renee had a discussion last night where I was like, I don't know XYZ, why I'm dreaming of this and why I'm dreaming of that. And come to find out, it was like a couple of different cases that are coming through to me.
Yes.
The spirits reaching out or the energy reaching out. And those are the interesting ones, right? Because then you sit down and you discuss with people, well, I dreamed of XYZ. You just go, well, how would you know that? But that's affirmation, right? That's affirmation, certain things, certain, key points. Like I mentioned, a specific coat in this one. And you're like, well, I know this, and this is confirmation of that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's crazy how it all works. And dreams are interesting, especially when you go into
Yeah. And the coat that you dreamt of, I used to have a coat very similar to that. And it got released in a fire in my backyard. I released the energy from that coat. There were reasons it needed to be done. And then I'm sitting here going through the pictures on an old hard drive to save, the kids and whatnot. And there's the reason right in front of me why I needed to release that energy. So delete. I would say, I release you. I am releasing them from my energy, and I'm releasing myself from their energy. It's it's fair.
Yes.
That's how I looked at it. It's fair, and that's going to help me move on. It's going to help them move on, hopefully. And I did keep some pictures of people I'm no longer with, but they were, a really fun vacation. And the kids might want to look at those Sundays. Grandkids might want to look at those Sundays. So I kept them, but there's a good reason to.
Right. I probably should go through my Google. All of my pictures are in there, but mostly it's the kids. I hardly have any with me and my ex. We didn't take pictures together, but I have, ones of my kids, my nephew who's passed, my son who's passed. And it's interesting to go back and look at those. And the ones that I do have of my ex and I'm keeping for the kids. Like, see, we were together at some point. This is what we look like together, because I think that that's important for the kids.
Yeah. I'm
not keeping them for myself. I have those memories.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I do too. Boy, I have those memories.
It's one of those, but I don't need a refresher of it.
Right. I not only went through the pictures on that hard drive, but I also went through my physical pictures. They're not in photo albums. Thank you. They're just in the old envelopes that you'd used to get with the negatives. So pre-thought, had somebody else bring them up from the basement for me. Right here by the couch, I'd sit there, put them on my TV tray, go through them. Okay, these go in this pile. This goes in this pile. Grab the next envelope. So I've got some physical pictures for the kids too, and also I've got these, which I will see. First, I got them gone through. Now I'm going to sit down and organize them into the specific albums. Here's Bradley's album. Here's Ashley's album. Here's Bradley and Ashley's album, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And that's going to take some time. That's okay. But I deleted over. Are you ready? You ready?
Go for it.
25,000 pictures and videos. This went back to like 2013. I always meant to go through them and do what I'm doing now. And it's 2025. And there's a lot of pictures from work, taking pictures of parts when I was at Napa to go back and get the right part. Just never forgot to delete it. And it ended up in there. And my old phone, didn't realize it until I downloaded the pictures from my phone to my computer so I can do this. When you're browsing the internet, Facebook, it saves a lot of weird pictures in the cache, and thousands of those. So those went away too. I mean, I miss the days when you just had a camera and you took the film in and said, here, you came back in an hour and there you go.
Right.
I actually miss that. And I may look for a camera to carry with me or to take to birthday parties or what have you, instead of relying on this all the time.
But I like this. Still, I appreciate that type of quick photo, because look at how many times I'll take a picture of like the grandkids and send it, and it's right there, and I get to share that moment instantly, and I appreciate that, especially like with Jesse. He's gone, he's at work, and he doesn't get to see it. Like I sent him a ton of pictures of the grandkids today in Wisconsin making their pumpkins.
Nice. And it's good for like when you and Renee let me know what's going on in your life, and I can send my facial expression.
Right? Like me and my project. I'm making a coffee cup that looks like it's hot chocolate and everything. I'm already in the Christmas spirit. I don't know what it is, and and Keith, he's there with me. And he's left the building, ladies and gentlemen. He can't handle it.
'Tis this season. This season, Okay, then we have turkey season. Then we have Christmas season. Right now it's macaroni noodle noises.
See, and you know, usually I don't get into the Christmas spirit until like December. I don't know what it is. I think I just want to do my do-it-yourself projects right now.
Yeah.
Does that mean so I'm not stressing about it? You know, when the season comes up, those things are already done, they're already made, and then I can put them out.
I
But
know,
like
I had to give you a hard time.
Abby's busy doing her Jesse and I got her this really cool 3D project of a haunted tree house, and so she's doing her Halloween thing, and Nate's got his Halloween project.
Nice.
My favorite holiday out of the season is Thanksgiving. It is definitely. See, look at we went from dreams to like holidays now.
And we'll get back to dreams and probably
Right?
paranormal and all over the place like we always do, and that's okay.
Well, okay, so we're talking about the seasons. We've got Halloween coming up, right? The veil is thinning.
Huge.
And fast this year. Fast, and I always seem to say that it's faster this year than it was last year. But even Jesse is having experiences. So, you know, these dreams that are coming, they're rapid fire, they're quick, they're meaningful. They're pertaining to the veil thinning, right? Where we have sight.
It's easier for your spirit guides, your ancestors to sneak into your dreams when the veil is thin and say, hey, what's up? By the way, you need to do this.
Well, and that was that one dream I had, you know, owls, dogs, super moon. And I didn't even know that it was the full moon. And here I am dreaming of a full moon. You know, my dreams talking about loyalty, trust, some of the problems that I'm having. So all of these things coming together, the attack that happened between the animals, it's confirming what I know. And it's also telling me I'm on the right path, like we discussed. And those are some of the things that I wanted to talk about tonight with dreams is the symbols in dreams.
Yeah.
And what they truly mean. So I'll just go into, you know, my dream. I had the owls, which represent wisdom, right? You have the dogs that represent loyalty and trust. And then you have the issue that I'm having, which is the people, right?
Oh, people will cause issues.
Right. And the owl attacking the dog is telling me that my wisdom is overriding my loyalty to those people. I'm being smarter than I'm using my brains instead of using that loyalty to control.
Cool. Thank you. Right.
My wisdom, right? And they can be rough and hard to digest.
Yeah.
They really can. I know somebody in the chats who has dreams of tornadoes. That's chaos.
Yes.
That's just consistent chaos. You know, I don't know if anybody has anything in the comments that they want to drop about dreams that they have and maybe helping decipher them. But pay attention to them. Pay attention. Those dreams are so important, even down to the minute detail.
And then you have dreams like mine, where I'm in the ocean in a suit of armor. I'm a cat riding a shark with an AR, you know, one of them pew-pew things, and a sword, and the shark's jumping out of the water, and we're going to go get something.
How are you not sinking?
That's messed up.
Oh, cats hate water.
I know.
That's why you're in the armor.
That's messed up. That is messed up.
That makes perfect sense to me.
I'm supposed to figure that shit out. Yeah, good luck.
I gotta shut my door. Right?
Good luck with that. I actually did have a dream like that, and then like a month later, here's the meme. I'm like, oh my god, this is perfect.
Right.
Yeah. Water. I'm a water sign. Emotional. Need to look at my emotions. Shark. Danger. Cats don't like water. I'm avoiding my emotions. I got my suit of armor on and my weapons of mass, out, getting ready to take on anybody who tries to make me feel my emotions. So I did figure that out. But eventually I took the armor off and I looked at the emotions and I put my stuff down and said, okay, no slicey, no pews. We're okay. We're good. And it got a little better. So, but it's difficult a lot of the time to interpret the dreams. And most of the time I do not remember. I open my eyes. I know I dreamt and it's gone. It's just gone. When I do remember, it's flashes. Once in a while, I will remember an entire dream, and I can keep rolling it over in my head and figure it out that day. But I tried, having a voice recorder. First, I tried a notebook. Everybody says, write it down in a notebook. No. Like I said, oh, my eyes is gone. Voice recorder. Okay, by the time I get that thing on, it's gone. So I'm like, screw it. I'll deal with it when it comes. And a lot of times I'm dreaming about something that's going to happen in the future, and I won't realize it. And then all of a sudden it'll happen. I'm like, oh, this is what that was. Okay. Now I have knowledge on, if I dream that again, I know what to look for. So I use it as a learning tool as much as I can.
So we have a couple of dreams. I'm going to address Lisa's, and this may sound really weird. So cult is also a family, right? And they're females. So it could be the females in your dream looking down on you, trying to tell you something.
Ancestors
coming to you through the energy waves, and maybe you don't remember the full dream. They might have been telling you something. They might have been guiding you to something. They might be telling you that you're on the right path. Or it could be, if you view it as a negative, if you had that weird icky feeling with it, it could be beware of some females around you. And females are a cult to begin with. Let's just get this straight. You get more than 3 of us together, forget the coven, we're a cult.
I don't disagree.
I mean,
not wrong.
You could be dreaming of something of the past. So staring down at you, how did you feel? Did you feel like you were being watched? Did you feel like they were trying to tell you something? Were they trying to heal you? Were they trying to, well, and that's another thing. I mean, it was, were they trying to heal you? Were they trying to put you back together as whole? Were they analyzing you? See, this is where it gets crazy, right? You got to look at how you felt in the dream. You have to look at, like you said, it's 1800s. And if it's a cult, that kind of freaked me out. Sorry, I'm just thinking. I don't know. What would you think, Keith?
Similar to what you're looking at. Did any of the faces look familiar? Like pictures of your grandma or your great grandma? That's one thing I'd look at also.
So like they were up to no good and you caught them. All right. So in your living form, in your conscious form.
Okay. Go ahead. Then I'll add on.
Okay. Have you figured out something that you're not necessarily supposed to know? Kind of like my dream, the wisdom attacking the loyalty. Or it could be something that you're going to be coming upon, or your subconscious is trying to tell you that these people aren't who they seem to be.
Hi, Thor. One thing me and Renee talked about something last night about a collective of people, different collectives, multiple places. Thor, thank you very much. I love you, but you are not going to eat Fred. Okay? Love you. But we noticed we have incoming shade from multiple locations again across the country. And I was going to get a hold of you, and I got sidetracked, and I need to let the team know. But we need to be careful who we're talking to, who we're dealing with, and put out a little extra protection. You know, little extra incense, a little extra. We'll just say smudges.
I was gonna call it extra finesse.
You know that little elbow grease in it.
Yep. Put out the smelly stuff.
Yeah, the smelly stuff. We'll put the smelly stuff out. Maybe do an egg cleanse.
Because what Lisa is dreaming may be attached to what I am dreaming. And so that's another thing is when you work in a team and you have multiple mediums and energy workers and empaths,
Adrian
can intertwine those dreams.
Yeah.
And what she's dreaming could possibly be what we were talking about last night. And that's that confirmation, right? But that's more zaps. Renee. Renee, you flying away as a crow? It's funny because you're just like, nope, I'm not dealing with this. Crows are wise.
They are very intelligent. A crow will remember you. If you do a crow wrong, it will remember your face. And it will actually teach other crows that you are not nice, and it will attack you. If you are kind to a crow, it will teach the other crows that you are kind to it. It will bring other crows to you so that you can be kind to them. They are messengers. Still getting used to the implants. But just like the mailman can bring you a good letter. The mailman can bring you a not so good letter. But they have a job to do. They are messengers. Owls the same way. Some messages from owls are good, some are not. The old people in the mountains always said, omens. Good omens, bad omens. Depends on what you feel, what you hear, what you see. You need to look at everything. There's been times I've heard an owl hooting when it shouldn't be hooting, and like, that's kind of cool. That makes me feel better. And other times, like, oh hell no, I'm inside the house. I'm lighting stuff and walking around the house.
It's a warning.
Weird.
And with Renee, turning into a crow, that's about right because Renee has that memory.
Yeah, and she might have been.
She's
trying to warn us.
In pursuit of the truth. She's going to find out who you are. She's going to find out what you are. She's going to find out your intentions. So that absolutely makes sense. And look at what we've been dealing with, right? We've been dealing with people who want to remain hidden.
Shade throwers.
Right. And so of course they're going to cloak themselves.
Yeah.
And hide themselves. And Renee's not scared of anything. Renee's going to be like, nope, I'm going after you. So that would make sense in the dreams. Renee's always searching to follow the truth, to follow that lead. So that's honestly, in the operating room of the 1800s, I believe. Hi, honey.
Hey, man, hey, brother. How you doing?
I believe that's probably... you probably seen through somebody else's eyes. And that's another thing, Lisa. you might be seeing through somebody else's eyes, especially if you've had this recently and that veil is thinning. You know, spirits may be coming to you and just showing you, and maybe that's all that they need to be able to move on.
Yeah, and it's interesting that two team members both had a dream about 1800s.
Right.
You know, audience made up of certain people. I know who you're talking about. And that's right when I got operated on. You know, that's all kind of coincidental, and I don't believe in coincidences. I don't. Everything happens for a reason.
Right. Well, and the thing that we're dealing with is from the 1800s, like we were talking about last night. So that's where, you know, if you sit down with, in our case, you sit down with your team and say, okay, this is where the communication happens. And this is where, you know, you got to entrust in your other team because they're connected to you.
Yeah.
You know, and if I'm connected to you, then I could be picking up on something from so-and-so or this person or that person.
Yeah. From one of my spirit guides, or I can pick up when we were working your case. I was getting a lot of information from your spirit guides.
Because I couldn't hear them.
Yeah. There's time, excuse me. Somebody doesn't want me talking. There's times I can't hear mine. And Renee will help me. You'll help me. Lisa will help me. Michelle will help me. You know, I'll get blockages going on. Sometimes I'm blocking myself because I don't want to. I'm just dealing with too much and I can't handle it. Other times, other people are blocking. People, I'm just going to say this, and I'm not accusing anybody. Okay, this is a general
rule,
general suggestion. We'll say. Somebody does you wrong, the best revenge is no revenge. They're expecting you to do something back. Don't. Wish them well. Pull out your cords and ask spirit to help them. That is going to gain you some good karma. It is going to get you some peace. Forgive them, not for them, for your peace. Forgive yourself for putting yourself into that situation. Go through the whole shadow work thing. Okay, that is going to bring you more peace than shitting right back on. Yeah, it might be fun. It might be satisfying. Okay, I'm a Scorpio, just saying. But
it's not worth it.
No, it's not. It will come back to you in a worse way.
Kind of like what we did last night. I said, let me have this, please. And you handed it over. And I use the example of basically I unplugged, say the vacuum cleaner, and I have one of those vacuum cleaners where you push on the button and it coils up, right? Mm-hmm. So use that visual. You know, you've unplugged your cord and you step on that and it coils up and everything goes back to where it's supposed to be at that point, and you've then disconnected that energy source, right?
Yeah.
That vacuum cleaner isn't going to turn on because it's not plugged in.
Right.
So shadow work is so important. I know Zelda all of a sudden hopped next to me.
I saw.
She's.
Hi, Zelda.
But shadow work is very important. And shadow work can also help ease those dreams too.
Absolutely.
You know, shadow work is not just, you know, working on everything. It really helps your subconscious, your super subconscious. And that's another thing about dreams that we need to talk about is what is super sub? Because you have 3 levels of consciousness, right? You have your super sub, and then you have your subconscious, and then you have your conscious. Mm-hmm. And all of those try to connect while you're sleeping and try to make sense of everything.
Yeah, and your subconscious works 24/7. It
Yep.
never, ever shuts down. And that's a good note. Just saying. Note to self, shadow work. You know, when you got, 20 crows in a field, they call it an MUR DER of crows. I'm not going to say the word because we'll get flagged. So what do you get when you only have 1 crow? An attempted MURDER. That's a joke. That's one of the few I know, and it's really bad, and I'll see myself out.
All right, Dad.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
And animals in dreams, you definitely have to look at the representation. You know, I have the
Yeah.
dream about the spider that shed and left its exoskeleton, which spiders don't do that.
Yeah, they do.
Not the way that this one did.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was a big one. It was bigger than a Campbell spider. It was just big.
Ooh. Like the Australian bird hunting.
Yes.
They're like huge.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
where we have this right now, Google, what does it mean seeing this animal in your dream? There it is in 2 seconds.
Right. And that's what I had to do with my one dream. I was like, okay, I have a feeling that this is I'm on the go with this. I'm right with this on analyzing it.
Yeah, what you meant.
But I just had to Google it. And AI
Huntsman spider
takes from millions of different places. And that's the only AI I use is to analyze dreams. I can only imagine what the people watching are going, what is she smoking?
If it helps, I don't give it.
Right?
As long as it's not messed up. As long as it's not messed up, I'm going to throw that in there. As long as it is not messed up.
Can you imagine if they were just, I'm sure they'd listen to our conversations, right? Like, I want to feel that important that I have somebody listening to my conversations. They're probably going,
oh, my FBI guy right now is in tears because he's realizing everything I've been talking about for the last decade is true. He is in tears. I have torn his whole world apart. And they tried to put a new one on there. He started taking no.
Right.
I'll work for the sheriff.
All of a sudden, the FBI agent has a therapist, a psychotherapist, and a psychiatrist, and they all have meetings. That's what mine do.
You know how many guardian angels I have been through, and every one of them is still drinking the tequila.
Mine hit Mary Jane. I'm just saying. I know. No, and pay attention. I was going to say, Mish, thank you for bringing that up. Pay attention to the time.
Yes.
Pay attention to the times that you wake up. Is there a pattern? What does that time mean? You know, we have the witching hour in between, or is it happening as the witching hour door is opening or closing, or
you wake up at 3:33 in the morning every night.
Right. I'm a 3:20. That's where my one dream was weird because I had it instantly. Right. I was awake at 12:02 typing out my dream, which is something I never do. And I'm like, wow, I've only been asleep for like an hour. And it felt like I was asleep all night.
Yep.
And so then I had, that's another way I was like, okay, no, this is important. This is what's happening, you know, and I really need to pay attention. You know, that I do believe that was my spirit guides coming through. That was my super sub coming through. 3 a.m. They just dropped you off, right? Mom says I have to be in by 3:20 every night.
Hey, you made it. Hey, Lisa. She's been working feverishly to get on here because her electronics got messed up. So, see, Renee's not the only one. See, there's some nefarious story going on out there. And, yeah.
Whatever I'm smoking, I tell you what. Just marbles. Just saying.
Eagle.
No, but I feel like the dreams are probably going to really start to intensify for people the closer that we get to the veil thinning.
Yeah.
And really pay attention to them, because it is a changing of season where we also we should be going into hibernation along with the season, right?
Yeah, because we're losing daylight. When I get up in the morning, pretty soon, when I get up, it will be dark. And when I get off work and come home, it is dark.
Right.
I get approximately an hour and 20 minutes daylight a day, and that's not enough for me. So in the winter, it is very difficult for me to, let me look for my words.
Rejuvenate.
It's hard not to be depressed. Because I need that sunlight in order to make my vitamin D, get warmed
You
up.
get sad.
I love
you
it.
get weather depression.
Yeah. And where I'm living here by myself, it's even more difficult to deal with. And there's a lot of people like that. Not everybody is like that, but there are a lot of people that are like that, and I'm one of them.
So my recommendation is to go to the doctor, get blood work done, see where your vitamin D is at. And if you keep up, there was a study that was all right, and my ex was a part of this, that vitamin D deficiency, especially in the state of Wisconsin, is worse, right, than anywhere else in the US.
Really?
So, yes, with that being said, there's vets there, and they realize that the depression in vets match the depression with the vitamin D, the lack of it, right?
Okay.
And so they started giving these vets vitamin D, and it started to work. These vets came out of depression. They started to feel happier and whatnot. So if you do suffer from weather depression, go in and get your vitamin D checked. Go get your vitamin B checked. Go get certain things checked, and then add. And your doctor will be able to say, well, you need X amount of vitamin D. He does not live in either one of those places. And I mean, I thank God he does not.
Nebraska.
He lives in Nebraska.
Southeast Nebraska. I'm a corn husker.
He's a cookie cutter state.
Yeah. Right in the middle of the United States. But I last year I did start taking different supplements. One of them is a combination of K2 and D3. So I am working on that along with a multivitamin. I recently just started taking BP 157. I saw it on Joe Rogan's show and like, I'm gonna look into that. And I've been taking it for a couple of weeks now, and it's actually helping with my shoulder pain a little bit here and there.
I heard that does work. You're not the only person.
My wrist feels a little bit better. It's not healed, but I mean, it does feel a little bit better. I'm getting ready to, once I get healed up, I'm going to do a parasite cleanse with a binder. Whenever you do a parasite cleanse, you want to use a binder. That way, as they die off, the binder removes everything and flushes it out. If you don't, it can make you sick as a dog.
Magnesium is good for your heart too.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, you need vitamin K, and I think you can. There's another one that you can do with vitamin D to help break down and process and everything else. But yeah, check your vitamin D. But going back, and that'll help regulate out your dreams too. It'll help you rest better. It'll help you feel better during the day. And if you feel better during the day and you feel good about yourself, then when you go to sleep, those dreams shouldn't be as bad. But if they are, then that's something that you need to pay attention and work on.
Right. People talk about sundowners. I know what that is. It is when the sun goes down, your mood changes, whether you want it to or not.
And that's our body's natural way of saying, I need to rest. Just like kids will tend to run fevers at night versus during the day, right? So working in the healthcare, And if anybody else works in healthcare, sundowning is something that everybody does. And it's intense when you're little, and it's more intense when you're elderly, right? But we do sundown.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah. I will feel good. Get up in the morning, sun shining through the window. I'm outside doing stuff. I'm inside too, but the sun's coming in the windows, and as soon as that sun goes down, my mood changes. I sit down. If I don't make myself keep working on the house, I will sit down. And granted, I do need to rest sometimes. So sometimes that's a good thing. But my mood changes. If I got somebody here to talk to, or you guys to talk to, or what have you, it's not as bad. It's just better. But God, my word, I had a whole thing, and it went what?
It went poof.
Woo!
I tried to catch it. I missed it. No, sundowning is the thing. And that's when we start to sundown earlier during the winter time.
Yeah.
But if we look at the way that we're programmed as human beings, we are still animals, correct? So I'm going to go into this lecture.
Mm-hmm.
And we are part of nature. There's no difference between, us and the seasons. So I always find myself during the winter, I recluse, I work on myself. This is a time to self-reflect, work on myself, make sure that I'm surrounded by the people that I love, the ones that I want to hermit with during the winter, right? But like right now, this is one of my favorite times of year, and not because I get to wear the flannel and all of that, but I love harvest.
Yeah.
Harvest and getting prepared for the winter to make it till spring, right? So being a homesteader, I'm like, okay, so now this is my time to do my canning. This is my time to do this. This is my time to do that.
Yeah.
That's where I recommend baking during the winter. Baking helps bring out that joy, the smell, the comfort, and everything else. And those are the things that we're supposed to do. That's why we have more get-togethers during the winter than we do, say, in the summer, because we also need that companionship, right? We need that human interaction because we don't have the sun.
Yeah.
But we're no different. Animals go to hibernate. We need to hibernate as well. We need to rest.
Mm-hmm.
And then during the springtime, what do? We perk up. Oh, it's springtime. Now it's time to plant. It's time to, start, working towards your summer where you need to maintain and you're out and about. Follow the plants, right? What are the plants doing?
And you're going to the lake. You're getting in the water. You're grounding.
We just need to do different grounding and our shadow work and our work on ourselves. And dreams do intensify during the winter time because we are less active outside. Mm-hmm. We are less active with people. It's just dreams intensify. And this is the time to work on yourself.
It all boils together.
It does.
Like Lisa, there's a lot of people who do love the night. I'm a night owl. Used to be a night owl. I still like doing things at night, but work schedules, doesn't work out that way anymore. And I've changed. I'm not the same person I used to be.
I worked third shift.
It's difficult for me to. I've worked second. I've worked third. It's difficult for me to get in a circadian rhythm, and I finally did. But I need to change that up, so I'm gonna start working on that. And my words are just not here tonight.
Stress level has a lot to do with it too, and at night it's quiet. At night everything's calm, right?
Yeah.
It's more peaceful. Oh, it is. Just wait. There's a lot of changes coming, and I'm excited. But at night is a time to defrag. Do that defrag, right?
We talked about that earlier. Defragging.
Right.
What do you need to do to your computer every once in a while? You need to defrag the hard drive, because your computer, when you download a new program or it doesn't update, it will put bits of that information wherever there's room on that hard drive. Okay.
Mhm.
So you got a bit over here and a bit over here and a bit up here. What defragging does is it takes all those bits, it puts them over here on the hard drive, and then makes enough room over here by moving all this other stuff, and it puts all those back together so it can start up faster and run smoother. And we need to do that.
Our brain is a computer.
It is.
Our brain is our computer, right? Our
Yep.
brain is our hard drive. Our brain stores all of our memories. It does all the work. It runs. So at night, you know, where people like night is that's your time to defrag. That's your time you should be meditating. You should make sure that you are definitely grounding. You should ground at least twice a day, right? Once in the morning, do your meditations. Like, well, for me, I do my prayers. That's the first thing I do. I do my prayers. I ground. And I center myself for the day.
Centering.
And then during the day, you get defragged. So at night, I try to do my prayers before I go to bed. I try to ground. I try to meditate and to calm everything down. So then if I do dream, I can remember it, right? And I'm able to process it and understand that, okay, this is something I need to work on, or this person's calling out to me. I need to help this person. I need to go here. I need to do that. And then in the morning, I start it over again, right? Okay, because I've been scattered at night.
Mhm.
I have to defrag and I have to then process what I'm going to do that day. I put in my operating order for the day.
The coffee and the smoke on the front porch.
That's, yeah.
Okay. This is my time. This is my 10 to 15 minutes. I'm going to center myself. What do I have to do today? I need to do this, 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 and this. Okay, cool. Work, lunch, home, dishes, laundry, feed the dog, feed the cat. Okay, I'm good. It's just getting through that day, because you can walk into work and all hell's breaking loose. You don't have any control over that, but you have control over how you react to it.
Okay, so here's a good. Do you know when you're dreaming?
I just saw that.
Yes, I do. I know. I know when I'm dreaming. I constantly. So I'm not going to give I'm not going to put it out to the world what I concentrate on. But say I have a hair clip, right? And I stare at the hair clip and I think about that hair clip, and I know if I'm dreaming, that hair clip's going to be in it, right? Just like certain people that I dream about have, say, a certain pin on them, or their hair done a certain way, or a certain color of lipstick, right? And then that's my safety cord to also pull out and go, okay, I know I'm dreaming and I need to get out of this. I'm in a bad situation. And I pull that to wake up.
I need out. I light it.
Yeah, light it. You know, it's just, so I do know when I'm dreaming 99.99% of the time. The 1% of time that I don't know I'm dreaming, that's what happened to me the other night. I didn't realize that I was dreaming because it was so real that I could smell, I could feel, I could hear everything. I mean, I could feel the dew. I can tell you the minute details of how the shadows looked from the trees on the linoleum floor.
Yeah.
You know, and then it's those ones. Those are the ones that tend to hit and last.
Here's an interesting concept that I thought about. And, you know, Robert said, wow, you going deep tonight. Yes, sir, we are. I have sat here and thought, after some particular dreams, about when we're dreaming, are we actually jumping timelines? Are we jumping into different universes and actually, oh, the hair's standing up, actually feeling or seeing or smelling or touching what our other selves are doing in that other universe? And it's conglomerated into what we are seeing and hear as we're sleeping. And that really blew my mind that day. I started thinking about that. I think it's possible. But I also know it's possible, in my opinion. But I know that, my spirit guides come and talk to me. They guide me, my spirit animals, my protectors. Like, dude, wake up. Somebody's outside. Go charge your boundary. Okay. There, I charge it. No, wake up and charge them up. Okay, fine. So it's really mind blowing, especially I can be sitting at work on the picnic table. I'm just zoning on my 10-minute break. And I'll be looking. Once in a while, I can shut this thing off. Once in a while. And when I do, especially like on the old 19-inch console TVs, the big old TVs, you could see the red and the green and the blue. They call them pixels. I see photons.
Mm-hmm.
I see photons everywhere. And scientists are looking at if we are actually living in a matrix. Like, when you're playing a video game, the video game engine renders your surroundings when you walk in. It doesn't render, you don't see the whole world. It only renders what you see right there. And like I said, even scientists are looking at this now. There's enough evidence that they're looking at this. We could be somebody's video game. We could be somebody's sim. Remember the game The Sims?
Oh, I play it.
Yeah.
I'm a nerd. I play weird games.
It's,
the feeling of falling. That's an interesting one. Okay, so they say if you fall, you die or whatever if you hit the ground, right? The sense of falling. So if you were to be able to lay awake and not move, okay, and fight that urge to do the twitch, that's your nerves, jumping. If you can put yourself in a meditative state and calm yourself and not do that twitch, you could actually astral project, right? Mm-hmm. While you are laying there. Okay. So when we astral project, and that's our energy falling back down to us. And it is intense. It's like when your dog is running on your leash and you have to jerk your dog back, your body is jerking you back into where you need to be.
Yeah, because I'm in danger with what I'm doing, and spirit says no, snap back, and then I'll jump because I hit too hard, and my entire body will hurt for 3 days after that. Normally, I can just follow the silver cord back. When you astral project, there's a silver cord. It's always like an astronaut and their tether. Okay, That's what that is. And if you snap back too hard, it's a safety feature. Okay, safety. Sammy Safety says slip it on before you slip it in. Safety.
Yeah. Okay. I just saw that video a couple of days ago.
Yeah. But yeah, if you get yourself into a situation that you weren't ready for or you're not ready to handle, you will snap back, and it's just to save your butt. Okay, it's to save.
It is. So if people have reoccurring dreams, you need to pay attention to those. And then like with you having a dream of being on the helicopter in Vietnam and everything else, you may be, pause, time out. Nikki, it hits your stomach every time because that's where your soul tether is. That's where your silver cord is. That's where your soul is, right? Mm-hmm. So it hits that. So you're literally like recoiling, right? Kind of like I talked about cord going back in. You're unplugging, and you're reeling back in, and it hits that center. So basically, that's why it hits. So Robert, you're probably you are either A, connected to this person, or B, this person has sought you out And you need to just in your dream go, okay, this time is done. You can move on. And really, if you know that you're dreaming, you can think that in the back of your head. You can say, okay, you're safe now, and you can go home.
And tell yourself right when you're falling asleep, say your TV's on. Right before you fall asleep, you don't hear that TV anymore. You don't hear that fan anymore. You know it's on, but you don't hear it. Okay, you are right in between veils, right there. And that is the perfect time to ask for spirit to help you for whatever you want to bring into your life, whatever you want to shed out of your life. But it's also, okay, if I dream the same dream, this is what I need to say. Tell that to yourself 3 times right before you nod off.
Dreaming about the future. We do that quite often. We don't remember it until you have deja
vu.
Right? And that's where you're like, okay, hold on. And that tells you I'm in the right place. I'm in the right spot. I'm doing something right. I can alter this. If you get that, oh my God, that really bad feeling, you can acknowledge that feeling and then you can change the course. If you get that reassurance that you're on the right path and this is the way that you need to go, then you can continue to go. So I do believe that dreaming into the future is our deja vu. And those dreams you'll often forget over time and then they'll hit you. I can tell you that I've had deja vu in my adult life with dreams that I've had as a kid. Certain situations, certain this, certain that, and they were reoccurring as a kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now, as an adult, I have forgotten about those. But yet, all of a sudden, it'll hit me, and I'll be like, "I dreamed of this." You know, yep. I have dreamed of this. So it is our
Yep.
Our path is already drawn out for us, right? We just make certain choices along the way, and we have certain options along the way. Our path is already drawn out for us, though. And this is where I'll get spiritual, is God already knows the choice that you're going to make, right? So maybe it's just your spirit guides or what I believe is your guardian angels going.
The Oregon Trail. Remember that game?
Yes.
The Oregon Trail. It tells you a story, and then you have a choice to make. You can click on choice A or choice B. Choice A, you make it to the next town. Choice B, you drink from the pond and die of dysentery. Sorry about it. It's laid out, but we have choices. And there's movies like that, too. They'll give you alternate endings. If this character did this, then this would have happened.
Then this would have, yep.
We are created in our creator's image. We create our life every day by every decision we make. We create our own life. And for some people, that's hard to admit to because they've created a pretty shitty life for themselves. But if they make different decisions, they can start creating a better life for themselves.
Right.
That's something I've been trying to do for the last 6-7 years is create a better life for myself. It'd be awesome if I could just snap my fingers and get there, but no, it takes work. You got to heal. You got to do the shadow work.
The path to heaven is not easily paved, because if it was easily paved, then everybody would do it and it wouldn't be worth it and you wouldn't appreciate it.
Yeah.
So we go through hell, and at the end of going through that hell, depending on the choices we make, you're either going to continue to go on through hell or you can enjoy that peace. You're always going to have those rocky ways, right? And you're going to have that rough road. And don't think that rough road is there to deter you. No, it's to make you stronger for the lessons that you learn and everything else. So when you get to the end of the road, you can go.
Yeah.
Look at how beautiful it is. Look at how far I've come. It's like hiking up that mountain, going through that rocky, steep terrain, and you plateau off a little bit, and you're like, okay, this is a little bit easier. Oh man, look at the view from here. And then you're like, well, the view is going to be better from even way up there. So I'm going to climb that, and it's going to be hard and it's going to be difficult, but oh my God, it's going to be so beautiful. And then when you come down, it's an easier path, right? But you've already done the hard work to get to the top.
It takes work to get uphill.
So paranormal type dreams.
We
Those
might
are interesting.
want to take a look at that team-wise, especially if it's happening during waking hours. Just saying.
So when I have paranormal dreams like that, I have to definitely wake up and see what energy is around me. Right?
Yes.
Amen, Megan. That's my makers. That's my no Megan. She's so right.
Hey, Megan.
She's so right.
Spirit.
Yeah. So if I have those dreams, I have to definitely wake up and I have to look at what is around me. Is something trying to attack me? Is my spirit guides trying to tell me something? Am I coming into a bad situation? In my case, like I will use the case with like Adrian and my team. I went to a certain place and I started having dreams like that. And I knew that I was going into this situation and the energy knew that I knew.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because you will know, the energy will know when you get there, right? So if you're having dreams of things crawling up the wall and things like that, you really need to look inside of yourself because there might be something really deep, dark, and negative that is attaching to you because of what's inside of you. So if you have a dark light, darkness will feel comfortable because it's cloaked, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the same with if you have a really bright light, darkness will be attracted to it as well. So remaining that balance between that gray area is a safe spot. But you really need to look at what's attaching to you and what's around you. What type of situation are you in? Sleep paralysis is a really real thing.
It is.
And sleep paralysis is definitely you are awake, but your super and your subconscious haven't recognized yet that you are awake.
Right. Because when you go to sleep, your body's designed so it puts out chemicals so that your body does not move when you're dreaming, so you don't act those dreams out and run off a cliff. Okay, but then you wake up all of a sudden, say you have that dream and get snapped back. It's like, I can't move.
I can't move. Yeah.
So there is a sleep paralysis, and then there is not sleep paralysis. You are being held down in your bed, pushed down 6 inches into your mattress by something sitting on top of you, knocking the shit out of you.
And you will know the difference.
Because when it lets go, you will actually bounce it back up out of your mattress.
Yep. Yeah, sleep paralysis, and it's terrifying. And I'm not going to dismiss that at all. I am 47 years old, and if I have sleep paralysis, I get scared. I absolutely get terrified when I have sleep paralysis. And then I have to, okay, you can move. Just give yourself a second. Just breathe through it and talk yourself through it. I have had instances where there has been something in the room holding me. And like you said, you get that physical reaction, right? Yeah. Or you can feel it come up off of you, where sleep paralysis is all of a sudden you can just move.
Right. There's differences.
And
there's dealing with clients, we really, really vet that and really ask a lot of questions about that and really ask them to analyze it every time it happens. And before long, it stops happening.
And if you experience sleep paralysis a lot, my recommendation for you is you need to go in and you need to get a sleep apnea test.
Not wrong, because that can cause that because your body is waking itself up in an instant. You can't breathe.
You can't breathe. You have a lack of oxygen. You have this, you have that, and you experience that sleep paralysis because your body knows that there's something wrong. So definitely need to go get a sleep apnea test done.
Mm-hmm. Agree.
That's something sleep apnea scares the hell out of me. Jesse has sleep apnea, and let me tell you, when he doesn't have his CPAP on, I know it. Like, I wake up when he stops breathing.
Yeah,
and his oxygen drops so low, it's terrifying. And yeah, no, sleep apnea is a thing. With sleep paralysis, go get a sleep study done.
Yep.
You may not be producing enough XYZ at night for you to be able to sleep through the night as well.
But I don't have sleep apnea. Mine was conditioning from decades of working 20-hour days. I conditioned myself to only need 4 hours of sleep a day. Well, that's hard to condition out of. And I've gotten it to where I go to bed about 10 and I wake up about 5:30. So I've got that circadian rhythm going now. There are certain aspects of that process that I would like to change, and I'm going to, but it's just going to take a little time, and that's okay. But when you work, say, night shift for 30 years, and then you get fired, you quit, whatever, and you get a different job, and it's during the day or second shift or whatever,
it takes a year.
Yes.
To put yourself in a different. I know this from working EMS to working second into third into second, or second into third into first into second into third. I never had a set schedule, or I would work California 72s. Yeah, your body's not programmed for that. Nikki, if you're having issues at night and stuff, hit the team up, hit Keith or I up, and we'll see what is going on. Because if you're experiencing this a lot, just hit us up after the show, and we'll definitely go over everything with you. Because if you're having certain types of dreams with it, if you're experiencing the sleep paralysis more than a couple of times, and there's certain dreams that come along with it, we'll work through it. And that's another thing is sleep paralysis. What kind of dream were you having? Do you remember? And are you overtired? Overtired is a thing too.
You get overtired, you can't go to sleep.
I tell you what, this thing right here will tell me you did too much activity and you didn't get enough sleep, or you've done too much activity and it's going to take you extra time for your body to recover.
That's why I don't have one.
And I tell you what, this thing for a little while was causing a lot of anxiety, but now I'm figuring out, like, with this,
you need a new tool. You have to figure out how to use it.
Right. How much REM sleep am I getting? How much am I awake during that? How much light sleep do I have? So I can now analyze all of that. What is my heart rate during that? Because that's the reason why I have it, is I have heart issues. So I need to keep track of my heart.
As I just felt something like that.
Palpitate. Yeah. So if you do have questions like that, I recommend getting one of these. I really do. And it'll tell you if you're getting enough rest or not. Yeah.
It's just like any other tool. If you're not used to using that tool, you go out and buy a Sawzall. It's a saw, electric saw. The blade goes and it cuts through stuff. It's a little undaunting the first time you use it, but eventually you figure out how to use it in different situations and you feel more comfortable with it. First time you got in that driver's seat of that car, you were a little nervous if you've never done it before, but look at you now.
Nah, it was a dirt track and I was super excited. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but that's you and me. It's
But doing these things and making sure that when you do go to sleep, that you are, doing your meditation, doing your shadow work, Keith, are you still there? Okay, you froze on me for a second. Listen, you were like this, and then I saw.
Yeah, there's issues going on right now.
So doing your shadow work, doing your meditation, doing your calming, making sure that your vitamins are up to date, making sure you have a peaceful surrounding. Okay, another thing I'm going to say, if you guys have wicked intense dreams, clean your room. I'm not accusing you of having a dirty room. Just clean your room. Make sure it's dust free. Make sure you're breathing okay, because clutter can cause negativity and can cause how you rest at night. I can't sleep in a messy room. I can't. Your brain goes, well, God, I have this to do, and I have that to do, and I have to do this, and I have to do that. And oh my God, like there's dirty clothes piled up on the floor and I need to do laundry. Having a nice, clean environment is important for a good sleep. And it's important for clarification in dreams. It's important all the way around, health benefit for breathing. Just to be able to relax. You can't relax in the midst of chaos. And add negative.
What do you mean by that, Nikki?
It's the way that we're coming in and out of the broadcast.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's interference. But yeah, and that doesn't just go for your room. That goes for your entire home. That goes for your property. The better you feel about your property, your home, the better you're going to do for yourself. The more you're going to work on yourself, the harder you're going to work at work to gain stature and climb and work. Because you walk in your house and it looks like a hoarder's house, that's instant
negativity.
Depression.
And negative energy hides amongst chaos.
Yes. And then you think to yourself, oh my God, I need to clean this, but do you know how long it's going to take me to clean this? One thing at a time. One thing that if you can't get all your dishes done, do one plate.
Do the silverware, do the glasses.
Then do 2 plates. Then do all your plates. Work yourself into a habit of coming home and, okay, I've got all this stuff.
I know, I'm doing the same thing.
Tonight I'm going to do this. When I get off work and I come home, I tell myself, okay, you need to do 3 things. Okay, I checked my mail. I fed and watered the cat. Okay, I checked my email. That's 3 things. If I want, I got the rest of the night off. But if I feel good enough, I will get my dishes done. I will get my laundry done. And I've been doing better about washing it, drying it, folding it, and putting it away all in the same day. And yes, ladies, I do windows once in a while.
So Megan goes, if your mind's going 1,000,000 miles per second, it'll be hard to get that good sleep. And she's absolutely right. I mean, that is one thing that'll affect your dreams. That is one thing that'll affect your rest. That affects everything is getting that mind to calm down.
Yeah.
Make sure you do your sorting. If you have a problem, don't start thinking about it right before bed. Don't.
That. And your mind can get cluttered just as well as your house. If you have multiple things through decades that you don't deal with and you just keep shoving down, every time Mercury retrograde comes around and Pluto retrograde comes around, it's going to get brought up for you to look at. Here. And that could come through dreams. Okay?
Yes.
Or physical situations. Oh shit, this has happened to me before. Fight or flight. No, not fight or flight. Okay, let's sit this on the table and look at it. Don't run away from it. Don't fight it. Accept it. Okay, this is happening. What did I do the last time to deal with this situation or not deal with it? Okay, what could I have done different back then that I might be able to use now to help to heal this situation so I can remove the emotion that I have attached to that situation from my past so that I can release that thing that happened to me or to somebody else, or that thing I did to somebody, and I can heal from it. Because if you just keep shoving it down, you're going to get your ass kicked when Pluto goes retrograde. And Pluto just went direct today. So everything that's been coming up, you need to look at. You need to look at it.
And here's the thing is with the seasons, our mothers always had spring cleaning, right? So Megan will tell you, because she lived with me, I don't just do spring cleaning. It's okay. I'll do spring cleaning. I clean deep with each change of the seasons, right? Mm-hmm. We're coming in season change. We need a deep clean. We just don't need to deep clean our house. We need to deep clean ourselves, right? Mentally, physically, emotionally, right? So that way we can be balanced and pay attention to, like what tonight's topic is, dreams. Pay attention to those dreams. I fall clean too. I'm into that. And then another thing, take 15 minutes a couple of times a day. Take 15 minutes. Take 15 minutes to go clean a room. And when you clean that room, put in your earbuds, turn on that music, make sure it's positive energy, and you push that positive energy into that cleaning, and you feel good about yourself. You're physically moving. Yes. You've got the positivity going through, and that will help balance the energy around, and it'll help you stabilize everything, right?
My cleaning schedule, like I said, because I used to work 20-hour days. I'd go to work all day at Napa, Champion Auto, whatever. Then I would go home, help with kids, supper, dishes, this, that, the other thing, and then I would be out in the garage mechanicking till 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. So I would help with the housework. I'd get a little bit of time here. I do the dishes quick.
Yes, lady, he's single.
Next day, I might vacuum. Next day, get the kids to pick the toys up, put them away. So I was always doing a little something. But since I didn't do everything all at once, I used to get my ass ripped. Instead of, okay, thanks for vacuuming, I would get my tail ripped. Even if I cleaned the entire home, but I forgot to take that trash out, or I didn't have time to do it yet before she got home. Why didn't you take the trash out? I asked you to do one thing. You couldn't do that? It's like, So that traversed into my life as I got single. So I'm single. I'm the only one living here between besides my dog and my cat. And they shed like a. So there's dog hair on my floor. There's cat hair on my floor right now. Yeah. In order to completely get rid of that, I would have to dust and vacuum every day. I have a 2-story.
You have to get rid of the animal.
Not happening. So, dishes go in the dishwasher. When it's full, I run it. Okay. I have uniforms at work. They wash them. I don't. So I have very little laundry to do. So it's easier for me to wash, dry, fold, and put away. And I can wait a week and a half before I got to do it. Before that laundry basket fills up, it's a week and a half. Okay.
So I make Jesse bring his clothes to the laundromat, and they wash, dry, and fold them at the laundromat. It's not as expensive as what you think. If you have a hard time doing laundry, just bag up your stuff and go get it done at the laundromat.
Yes. Oh, what she just said. Do not forget the bottom of your feet, because that is where a lot of negativity leaves. As you're walking in the yard grounding, that is where it leaves. I actually bought grounding sheets. I'm squirreling. I'm all over the place right now. Grounding sheets are awesome.
Well, now they go with dreams. If you have grounding sheets, it will help with your dreams. Yes. It'll help with that sleep paralysis, or it'll help with the chaotic energy going around, right? It really does. But if you have kids, and like I tell the grandkids this when they're here, or I tell them over the phone, like, hey, I bet you can get it done in 15 minutes.
Make it a game.
You can get.
Make it a game.
Yep. 15 minutes. I yell throughout the day, 15-minute cleanup. And it doesn't take 15 minutes to clean up. And they're like, yeah, we got it done in 5. And I'm like, yeah, well, that's because I made you do 15-minute cleanup 2 hours ago.
Train the brain.
Train the brain, 15-minute cleanups. And that's staying at home. And staying at home, if you do stay home, this is a conversation I just had the other day. It's mentally hard. It is mentally hard. Because you look at the dishes and you go, you know what? I can just do this tomorrow. Oh, I can just do that tomorrow. Oh, I can just do this tomorrow. I'm tired. I don't want to do that. Just take 15 minutes. Just take 15 minutes. Get a laundry basket. Because I'm an ADD person. When I go to clean, I'll enter a room and I'll be like, okay, so I used to get laundry baskets. I had so many kids. I would get laundry baskets. This one is dirty clothes. This one's dishes. This one's trash. This one's this. This one's that. And I would bring them in, and then I would take those with me out of the room, and then put everything where it needed to go. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have the pickup basket. So if it was like a stuffed animal or a blanket that didn't belong in the living room, but yeah, it went into this kid's room or that kid's room, just get a laundry basket and bring that laundry basket with you to every room. Yeah. And that helps get rid of the ADHD thinking, and it helps you focus. And then you'll find that 15 minutes per room isn't as bad as what.
Right. And once in a while, I will just go through, I will dust and vacuum and do this, and I'll just deep clean. And then I'll go back to, okay, I got time to do this, this, and this tonight. I've also got to do this. I got this phone call with this client. Whatever. If I get pissed off about something, I release that anger through cleaning. Okay. Those ceiling fans, the dust is coming off of those. Okay. I'm mad. It's coming off. That should not be there. It's coming off.
Yep.
And by the time I'm done, I'm calm and I'm ready to go to bed. Or I will I'll have some time. I've got nothing to do. I'm bored. Okay. I'm going to clean the living room tonight.
Mm-hmm.
One room. I got one room done. Then the next time that happens, I clean the dining room. And then all of a sudden, I'm walking all around the house. Okay, this goes in the office. So I walk up in the office and I look, oh God, this office is a pit. So, this goes in the office. We'll come back up here later. But eventually, I have everything in the correct room that it belongs into. And then I take one room at a time and I organize. Like you said, I've got an ADHD brain with a TBI. It's difficult for me to concentrate on something more than in 10 minutes. I have such a short attention span.
That's most human beings nowadays, Keith. Honest to God, 15 minutes is the most that we can really afford to focus on something. And it should take 15. I try to tell myself 15 minutes to do this on the phone, and I'm putting it down and then working away. Unless
we get off the phone 6.5 hours later.
But what were we doing during that? I was cleaning. I was getting up and I was walking around and I was
doing stuff. I was putting dishes in the dishwasher.
Right. You were making spaghetti.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which brought me to have to make spaghetti.
Oh, that was good spaghetti. I still got some left. That's the best spaghetti I've ever made, and it was made with peppers and tomatoes out of my garden. And oh my God!
Just say it was because I was on the phone and make me feel better.
I might be able to find some dry ice in a container and send you some. I don't know. Or you might have to come here and I'll make you and Jesse some. I don't know.
There we go. Yeah. But no, just doing certain things. Like this. It helps. It helps the mind.
Yes, we did. You're welcome.
Megs, just come over. I'll make you some. No, but seriously, doing helps create a better, positive, more environment. Working on yourself, it helps. So then when you do have those dreams, you are able to analyze it. You know where it's coming from. Your subconscious and your super subconscious breeze. And like you said, we have retrogrades that bring stuff up. So if you're doing your shadow work and you're doing the work to cleanse yourself, defrag your brain, cleanse your home, defrag your home, it helps with a positive environment, and you want that positive environment. So when something negative and bad does slip in,
Yeah.
When something isn't right, you'll know when you need to sit down and actually figure something out. You're able to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't haunt you in your sleep. It doesn't haunt you in your dreams. Your dreams are basically a combination of everything that happens during the day, your emotions, things that are coming to light. It's your brain trying to place everything together. So you need to allow yourself to have a good environment.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be in that zen, in that zone. Adrian, it drives me crazy. So everybody knows Adrian's my other half. And when we go on an investigation or we go on a road trip together, that bitch has to bring her fan. So if you need a white noise, it just drive me crazy. Like, I'm like, do you have your fan? I've had to go to the dollar store to search for a fan because she has forgotten her fan.
That is my emotional support noise. Okay. People have emotional support dogs and cats. I can have an emotional support fan. And I also have
attachment.
Emotional support meditation music to fall asleep.
So, and that's another thing. If you have a hard time sleeping, or if you have certain dreams and whatnot, like we discussed earlier, have something in the background, there's different types of noises now. You have green noise, you have pink noise, you have white noise, you have brown noise.
Frequencies.
Find out what works. Do what?
Frequencies.
Yes.
111 hertz. There are songs out that are based on 111 hertz, 444 hertz. It's a thing. There's a machine called a Rife machine.
Right.
And what it does is it puts out a certain pulse, a certain frequency. You can adjust it. The guy's name that developed it was Rife. And the GOV, well, he kind of disappeared. Got run over like 4 times, forward and backward.
Well, I hate it when my transmission starts slipping.
Yeah. And all of a sudden his machine disappeared. But now there are Rife machines popping up all over the internet. It's a thing. That sound, that frequency, it helps to heal the body. It helps to relax you. They use sound frequencies to destroy cancer cells now.
Parasites. Bells. They used to ring the church bells, and the church bells used to clean. It would kill the parasites because the parasites couldn't handle that.
And if you would look at the stained glass windows in the church, it would tell you what frequency that particular church was ringing at.
Yes.
There are chambers underground that resonate at 111 hertz. That chamber was made by humans. How did we know that back then? Because we knew. They recorded all that information, but now they can't keep it from us anymore. They can't.
That was another thing I was going to mention. If you have a lot of negativity, there are monks singing Georgian chants.
Yeah.
And if you want a peaceful, calm night of sleep, I recommend that. I completely, the chants just...
That chant, it is noise, it is vibration. Your voice is vibration. It comes out of your mouth, goes around into your ears, which hits your eardrums, which makes little bones vibrate, and then that goes into your brain. It's all energy. It's all energy transfer. Me talking to you right now is energy transfer. Jan talking to you right now is energy transfer. And you'll notice on I don't do it every show, but once in a while there will be somebody in that audience. They might not even be commenting, but I know they're there, and I need them to hear me. Spirit will help me to adjust my voice to where, hey, cool, hey, I see you now. I adjust the level, I adjust the tone, I adjust the vibration so that person can hear and feel my words.
It's going through meditation. When I have somebody that I'm working with that's in labor, I will talk to him like this. Okay, we are going to breathe in and we are going to breathe out. All right, that pain is washing away. And then you put them in that meditative state with your voice and you just talk. When I talk to Avelina and she's being
Avelina.
I will get down to her level and I will talk to her like this.
Yeah.
And I will be very calm and I will be very not monotone because I still have
The
but
highs
I
and lows.
just this is my love, this is my energy, and this is how calm I am. And if you can't do the monks, it's because you need to look at yourself, right?
Why does that energy bother you?
Why does that energy bother you? What is so driving you crazy about it? And that's the chaos. I can already tell you right now, that's the chaos. You don't know how to be calm. So therefore, calmness will irk you and will bother you.
Yes, because some people's normal is chaos since
Right.
they grew up. Okay. I'm not saying it's any one person's. Okay. I didn't see red flags in relationships because of
Norms.
how I grew up in my family and the friends that I kept. Because of that, what I was taught, that was my normal. So all those red flags, that was my normal. Guess what I figured out since I've been single for 6 years? That doesn't have to be my normal anymore.
When
It
we
started to become my normal with my last 9-month lesson. I almost fell back into it. And I said, no, you promised yourself you wouldn't do this again. Stand up for yourself, but do it in a better way. And I did. And I'm now single again for 3 years.
when you live in high stress situations, you literally have to train your body to come down. You have to retrain your adrenaline, your cortisone levels. You have so much that you need to come. And I know this. I know. I did not have a very good childhood growing up. My marriages weren't the best. I have been through some shit in my life.
Yes, you have.
And I have had to take a step back and go, okay, this is not how I want to be. And in the beginning of my relationship with Jesse, with him being gone, I was able to work on that myself. I was able to look in the mirror and say, okay, you know what? You need to calm down. Now, a lot of that also had to do with hormones. I was 200% estrogen and I was on my deathbed and my body was struggling to stay alive. But even coming off of that, I had to adjust. My heart had to adjust. My mind had to adjust.
Yes.
My whole body had to adjust because it
Yes.
struggled so long in a very high stress situation. I get out of that high stress situation and I realize I'm also sick on top of it. And I get out of that high stress situation. And when they yanked my uterus, it was instant, right? That hormone wasn't being produced as much anymore. And I struggled. I mean, I went through hallucinations, I went through rough nights sleeping and everything else. So when we are so used to living in those high stress situations, we need to retrain ourselves and actually sit ourselves down and work on that meditation and to work on the breathing and to realize that we are safe. You need to tell yourself you're safe. And this is where self-analyzation and shadow work comes in. We need to tell ourselves, okay, this is what we need to work on. This is where we've been. This is where we don't want to go again. And this is how we're going to accomplish that, like Keith just said.
When
And
go ahead.
no, I was going to respond to Nikki. You don't know how to act or feel, right? So we have to teach ourselves, right?
Yes.
We have to teach ourselves not to react that way.
You can reprogram your thinking. It takes time. When I have a negative thought pop in my head from my past, I stop myself. No, that's old thinking. I think of 3 things I'm grateful for right now that I've had to work for. My house, my kids, my cat, my dog, whatever. And over time, I have retrained myself not to fall back into that type of thinking. We receive downloads from spirit, sun. Every time we get hit with a solar flare, we are receiving light, okay? Photons. So our spiritual side upgrades and our body has to catch up. So you can go through something called ascension flu. You think you're sick as a dog. You go to the doctor, they can't find a damn thing wrong with you. You got kidney problems. Well, they can't find a damn thing wrong with you. Guess what? You need to work on yourself. That is spirit trying to get your body to catch up with your spirit. It's an actual thing. Scientists are even looking at it. Okay, it's real. It's called ascension flu. I've experienced it. Now I know what it is. It's like, okay, this is going on. I know I need to sit down and rest a minute. And guess what? I start feeling better right away. It's a thing, but we got to retrain ourselves to think differently.
I was a yeller. When my kids were little, I was a yeller, and I had to stop and I had to think, you know what? This isn't good. Screaming, yelling, I'm not getting through, because what happens when somebody yells or screams at me, I get mad and my defenses go up, or I turn my ears off, right?
Yeah.
So I had to retrain myself, and I got out of that relationship which it was negative, and I had to sit down and I had to breathe. And I'll never forget, it wasn't my mess up. It was my partner's mess up at the time, where the bank account went into the negatives because he forgot to transfer money. And I went into a panic and I just shoved the card in. I'm like, no, I'm done. Right. And then he had to look at me and say, no, it's okay. It's my fault. You didn't do anything. And I had to retrain myself that it wasn't always my fault.
Yes.
I had to retrain myself not to be on the defense. I had to retrain myself not to yell. So then when the kid came into the picture, I was calmer. I was more grounded. I was more centered. And it doesn't happen overnight. But that's where now I'm able to get down and look at the kids on a different level. And I'm a different mom. I'm a different parent. I'm not who I was then.
Yeah.
And realizing that you are not who you were helps with bringing those levels down. You have to look and see how far you've gotten. But if you don't like how you got there, you need to forgive yourself, right?
Yes.
You need to work on yourself, because that also influences your dreams. Your persona of yourself will influence how you truly feel. And if you're stuffing and you're hiding and your closet's full and you're drowning in your own shit, right? That will affect your mind. That'll affect your body. That'll affect your house. That'll affect your energy, and it'll come out in your dreams.
Yeah.
Listen, this is what you need to work on. So forgiving yourself, analyzing, loving yourself, appreciating yourself, seeing how far you've come, understanding that that person back then didn't know what was going on and only had the options. You need to say, okay, you know what? I'm proud of yourself for doing this and getting yourself out of that situation, or the way that you handled it. But now we have XYZ tool in our toolbox, and we know how to use XYZ tool and use that. But the most important person to use that on is yourself. And if you can't forgive yourself, you can't truly forgive others.
No. If you can't love yourself, it's difficult to actually truly love others.
Right. And that's something that I'm very grateful that I understood at a certain age. But that also drives your energy out. You still have those energy connections. You still have those soul ties. You still have this, you have that, right? And it affects everything.
Yeah.
So honestly, pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to how you're feeling in your dreams. Pay attention to the symbols. Pay attention to this. Give yourself a better environment. So that way, when you do sleep, you are rested. You get better clarification on things. You know, when Mercury and Pluto go into retrograde, those things aren't biting you in the ass. I mean,
Pay attention to the skeletons in your closet.
your closet, and just take those skeletons out and say, I don't need this. I don't need this.
Okay, hang on.
Where's
I'm gonna move for just a second. You see that little thing hanging right there? You see that little thing hanging right there? Hang on. This is my closet door. Okay. This is a skeleton. I don't put my skeletons in my closet anymore. I hang them on the doorknob so I can see them every day. That helps to remind me to work on whatever's bothering me today instead of opening the door, shoving it in, and shutting it. Okay. Our first show, what do?
Open
We
the closet door.
open the closet door. We rip that door off. And that is one of the hardest things to do.
Right. And like for me, I'm still working on that. I'm still allowing you guys to see what I went through and everything else because the drama, well, first, like we've said before in past shows, you'd look at me and be like, you need to be institutionalized. But no, this really happened.
You got a straitjacket in that closet.
Right.
I do.
I've thought about that, you know.
If I need it, I have it.
But we box things. And we box them and we put the tape on them and we put them behind the don't disturb door. And those things come out in your dreams and your sleep.
Yes. And my last 9-month lesson, okay, I'm thankful for it. Don't get me wrong. I'm thankful for everything that happened. All the good, the bad, the highs, the lows. I'm thankful for it all because it retaught me every lesson I've been taught in my life. And it taught me I deserve better and to stand up for myself. I was ready. I put myself in a box and I was ready to pull that last flap down. And I got to about here. I'm like, no, you know where you are right now. You've been here before. You promised yourself. Figure out a way to do things better and get yourself to where you need to be. So I climbed back out. It's not easy.
It's not easy.
I was cut off from my friends, from my family, from everybody who showed me support. So someone could have total control over me. No, this is a partnership. This should be a partnership. And if it's not, sorry about it.
You know, I tell you what,
I was.
I am grateful for both of my exes. I'm grateful for what I've learned and what I've been put through.
Grateful for everything that happened in my life.
Right. And I sit down and I look and, you know, I have a great relationship now. I have a loving relationship now.
Yes.
Right. Why is that? Because of everything that I've learned, what I want to do, what I don't want to do, what works, what doesn't work. I have a better line of communication.
Yes.
If I get mad,
Hi, Abby.
yeah, Abby, can you tell she's in? I don't get mad. I don't get frustrated. I sit down and I say, okay, this is how I'm feeling. Not how you've made me feel, because that's
Right.
the one thing that I try to explain to everybody. I can't make you feel a certain way.
This happened, and this is how I feel about the situation. Can we discuss it? Just, does she have clothes on?
She wants to show everybody what she made.
Okay.
All right, come here.
She got clothes on?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I know, right?
Hi, you.
Her witches
It's
ear.
cool.
Nate made these long pointy things,
Uh-huh.
and I decided to make one of these. It looks like a lightning whenever you turn it over.
It does. That's pretty cool.
Ah.
Ah. Yeah.
That is just staying there wet.
She is all wet. She's out in the rain.
And she stinks.
But
And Angela, do your thing. Thank you.
I'm grateful for everything that's happened because it's made me who I am, and I love me,
Yeah.
and I'm proud of me. So, when things do come up, I'm able to sit down and go, okay, Janice, let's sit down and let's have that heart to heart. Let's go sit down. Let's go self-reflect. Right.
Angela popping on just reminded me of something that Spirit wants me to say.
All right. I'll be right back.
Yeah. She does Reiki. I do Reiki. I help people with Reiki energy. But sometimes even the healer needs a healer. Okay. Even a healer needs a healer. A lot of times I can help myself with things energetically, but sometimes I need someone like Renee, Jan, Michelle, Lisa, anybody on my team, other friends that I have, in order to step in and help me. And that's difficult for me, Scorpio and all. I'm stubborn. I try to do everything myself. I've gotten quite good at it, but there are some times where I just got to sit back and accept help from others. So sometimes even a healer needs a healer. But you need the right one. You need to know who you can trust. You need to know they know what they're doing. So you need to do your homework. Your gut instinct. You're going to know. Hi.
Hi. So even the healer needs healing? Absolutely.
What's that?
Even the healer needs healing?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So thank you for my healing.
And thank you for entrusting, right? Just like I appreciate the fact that I can trust you.
It is very difficult for me to trust anybody due to my past. And when you trust somebody and bring them into your life, and then they turn around and try to control every aspect of your life, it becomes difficult to trust anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So I am actually looking at red flags. I can recognize them now. I have had many opportunities to be in many different relationships in the past 6 years. And I've said no. One got by me. There's reasons. I see those reasons now. Not going to happen again. When I allow somebody back into my life, I'm going to know. I'm going to sit back. I'm not going to jump in. I am not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. I am going to, okay, let's get to know each other. Let's talk. Let's actually talk and get to know each other. Let's be around each other so we can feel each other's energy. Let's know each other. That's important. But on that note, it is almost 9 o'clock here. We've been on here for 2 hours talking about things we can't even see, dreams. We can't physically see dreams, but we can see dreams. Why can we see dreams? Because your third eye, your pineal gland, is connected by nerves to your eyes. It is filled with rods and cones, liquids and crystals. It is actually an eye.
Mm-hmm.
It's represented by a pine cone in ancient Egyptian. What does a pine cone do? It gives life. It opens up when it heats up and the seeds fall out. Forest fires are important for many different conifer trees, those things that drop pine cones, because without that heat, they won't open up to let the seeds out. Seeds don't burn. Pine cone does, but the seeds don't.
And what happens when those seeds? It's planting that seed.
Hi.
Back to that, you plant that seed.
I'm a gardener.
And let your garden grow. So what is it that you want to plant in your garden? What do you want? Focus in on that before you go to sleep.
Yeah.
Focus on the changes that you want to make. You take a deep breath and go, this is how tomorrow is going to be. I'm going to wake up and I'm going to be in a positive mood, and you meditate on that and you sense that. And when you wake up, you refresh you want to be, and it'll start to affect the way that you sleep, right? It'll also affect your dreams. And I have faith in all of you. I really do.
I will do that, Nikki. Once we hop off here, I'll look at your post. But your pineal gland, the powers that be have this figured out, and they've had it figured out for a long time. Where they put in your deodorant, aluminum. Where they put in your toothpaste and your drinking water, fluoride. What do those two things do? They cross the blood-brain barrier and calcify the pineal gland, your third eye, so that you cannot hear, feel, see spirit. Your own flavor is your own design. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever your flavor of the divine is, it's all the divine. But they don't want you knowing that you are a divine being as well. You're a light being.
Jesus taught that, right?
Yes. And everything.
That your soul. So your soul is divine. That is your spark. Yes. I always say like Transformers, that you're all
spark.
Right? That you're all spark. That's what makes you, that makes you unique. But your soul is a bright light, which we can prove on ultrasound, right? When you were created, there is a light that happens. And that light is your soul. That is you coming to be. That is you coming to light. And that is what makes you divine. That is your connection to what I refer to, as God. And Jesus teaches that. And he teaches us that's where you have to love yourself. Because if you don't love yourself, then you deny. Right?
This right here. This right there, aura report. Okay, I was at a holistic event, and this booth had an aura camera. So I paid $30. I sat down, and it shows your aura, what color it is, how far out it is, and everything. Got my hand on the little thing, and
Amen, Renee.
I pushed it out. I changed its color. I brought it in. And she's like, how are you doing that? It's just energy. I'm adjusting my mood. Okay, here, I'm really excited about something from my past. Here, I'm not really excited about something from my past. I'm using my memories and emotions in order to adjust my aura. And she just went, her jaw dropped, and she's like, show off.
But you can also use your aura is what keeps people attracted to you or not attracted to you. So if you're a bad person, you're not going to like me because you're not going to like the reflection of you, right? You're going to see a completely different aura of me.
I am vibrating here. You are vibrating here. You are either going to be drawn to me like moth to a flame, or you are not going to like me at all. Or vice versa. I'm down here and you're up here. But I'm going to look at that because I'm here now instead of way down here. I'm like, okay, I'd like to be there. I need to do some more work on myself so I can raise my vibration higher.
I did that aura scan thing, and
it's cool.
It is so cool because I took a deep breath and I was like, I'm gonna let my guard down. I'm gonna let this person across from me actually see me, and it was nothing but purple and white at the highest elevations, and she didn't like it. Purple. She actually deleted my report because nobody could be higher than her. But she couldn't believe the divine because I have that connection.
My normal aura is like a royal blue. But when I'm really on par, it is purple. That is my goal always. Do I drop lower? Yes, I do, depending on day to day.
Change that. How do you? I can't like. It's
I can be at work and my energy level, my aura drops. I'll walk outside on my 10-minute break. I'll have a cigarette. I'll walk back inside 5 minutes later. I'm back up here. You can do that aura report. Walk outside, put your hand in the grass, walk back in, and guess what? You're going to get a different result because you just changed your vibration because you grounded. Scientists, plants put out light. Plants put out photons.
Mhm.
They can measure it. Plants, trees, grass, flowers. We emit light. Everything is light. Everything is made of photons. The desk this computer is sitting on ain't solid. It's photons. It's just how many are packed into a certain area. But nothing is solid. You got your electron, it goes down to photons. There is space between everything. You got your nucleus, your electron. There's space there, like the sun and the Earth and Mars. It's all the way down to the nano level. But
do you see purple and green with me?
I have difficulty seeing auras. I don't know why, but I do see like a bluish green around your eyes.
I'm very balanced.
There's some pink, and it's not your shirt color.
I try to be very balanced. I try to, and if I'm working with you, I have a certain color. I will give you a certain color if I'm working with you and say, okay, this is my color. So if you see this, you pull on that color, right? You pull on that vibration, because working with energy, everything has a vibration, everything has a color, everything has a sound, everything has a
shape,
a frequency, shape. So like and being able to see all of that, I can take that energy cord and I can pull it and I can unwind it. No matter, I can literally see, if I'm working with somebody, I'll say, I see a yellow connection between you and this person, and I can see over the time of the lifetime, say if it's a mother to a child, right, how that color line has changed and how that energy strand has changed.
Energy strings. It is the thing. That's one of the ways that I find attachments on people. I will actually, Steve taught me this. I'll send out a pulse of energy, and when it comes back, there's a darkness on the shoulder or on the hip.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's where that attachment is. I can do the same thing with a home. It's all energy,
and that's what I do with dreams.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that energy line from the dreams, right? And that's how I know, and that I know that's a question that was brought up, and I don't know who brought it up. That's how I know if it's real, like if it's a case, if it's something in the past, something in the future, if it's something I need to work on, is that energy strain.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I wake up like I did a couple of nights ago and I'm really confused and I'm on the phone with you and Renee going, I don't know what this, and this means. So much energy in that I need help literally sorting it out. And what ended up happening is it was multiple things rolled into one.
But all of us talking about it, you talking about it and hearing your own words helped figure it out. Mm-hmm. Me talking about it helped me figure things out, and you figured things out, and Renee figured things out, and Renee talking helped Renee figure things out, and me figure things out, and you figured things out.
I was just confused going, well, and then this, because it wasn't meant for me. Sometimes your dreams aren't meant for you. They're like we said earlier in the show, they're meant for everybody else.
Yeah.
Sorry, everyone.
You good.
Dog.
Hello, dog. Hello, Zelda. Hello.
She just took off out the door. I don't know what her problem is. Probably the squirrels. Squirrel.
Well, mine's barking too. So there's a reason. Like I said, there's there's some instability going on. There's some interference going on. So we may have a little work to do after the show is over. We may need to get some certain things out and slide a charcoal disc and beat somebody's ass up. But to learn, not for vengeance, to learn. If you do this to me, then this happens to you. So don't do that anymore. I am helping you learn. Loopholes. Scorpios love loopholes. Just saying. But on that note, it is getting late, and I started this show off tired, and I'm still tired. So
I gotta go wrestle kids.
Yeah. Nikki, get with us, and maybe we can make a time to get a phone call with you if you like. I saw you comment earlier. I've talked to Nikki before. She's a friend of mine, and she's an awesome individual. But if you need some help understanding some things, if we can help, we will. So.
And I love everybody where you're at. I'm proud of you.
Yes.
Get there. I have faith in you. I know that, things will turn around. Do the work. Things will turn around.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, Renee, we're gonna get that blue bug zapper out. Just saying. I am Central Time right now. It is 9:10 Central.
It's 8:10. I'm Mountain Time.
Yeah.
I'm special.
Yeah. And Renee is Eastern, so she's an hour ahead of me. So right there, it should be 10:10 there.
10:10.
That's my dad's birthday. It was just his birthday.
All right. So we will see you all in 2 weeks.
Yes.
At least I will. I will see you all around.
Love that song, Mish.
I love that song. I love that song. I was actually, when I said that, yeah. So, anyways.
The video is freaky, but the song is good. Just saying.
I'll see you guys in a couple of weeks.
And I'll see you next Monday with Joni, and we'll go through the astrology report and how to handle it spiritually.
So until then, peace.
Peace.